We're in an Imps robot tournament on Bridge Base Online, and during the bidding, we've got the south hand. After 2 passes, we open 1 club. West overcalls 1 spade, North makes a negative double, and East jumps to 3 spades, showing 4 cards support for their partner's spades and a weak hand. The bidding gets a bit muddled after that, but we stumble our way into 5 diamonds. In the robot tournaments, if the human is the dummy, they become declarer. So East led the 5 of clubs, South was dummy, and we took over for North. You can pause the video now to make a plan if you want, but I'm going to play the first 3 tricks and then ask you to pause the video again to plan the rest of the play. I won the ace of clubs and started drawing trump. On the king of diamonds, the opponents held up. But when I played a low diamond to the jack, West showed out and East won their ace. East then switched to the queen of spades. I'll tell you right now that the clubs are going to run. Pause the video and plan the rest of the play. And now that you've got a plan and have unpaused the video, we'll continue. There are 10 remaining tricks, including the current one, and we've got 9 winners. 1 spade, 1 heart, 2 diamonds on the marked finesse, and 5 running clubs. We should win this trick with the ace, because when you can already win all but one of the remaining tricks, it never helps to duck. Could we somehow get the last trick too? We cannot develop extra tricks in either minor suit because we have only winners there. What about a ruff? We can't ruff a major suit in the north hand, and ruffing a club would be ruffing a winner. We could ruff a major suit in the south hand, but that would promote East's last trump into a guaranteed winner, so that won't actually help. There isn't an obvious way to get an extra trick in hearts without losing a heart trick first, and there isn't an obvious way to get an extra trick in spades at all. So it's not straightforward to develop an extra trick in any individual suit. But with only a single loser remaining, we've satisfied condition L, and we should think about a squeeze. Let's look for threat cards. There are no threats in either minor suit because we only have winners left there. The Jack of Spades is a good threat card, guarded only by the king. The Jack of Hearts is the best choice of threat cards in that suit, but it's not a great threat because there are 2 guard cards, the king and queen, and they might be held by separate opponents. But look at how the high card points are distributed. East's bid shows that they started with at most 7 points, and they have already played 6 of them, the ace of diamonds and queen of spades. Meanwhile, West started with at least 8 high card points, and so far they have played none. And there are only 9 high card points still unaccounted for. It's possible that East has another jack, but West has everything else. Specifically, they've got the king of spades guarding the jack of spades, and both the king and queen of hearts guarding the jack of hearts. Despite having 3 guard cards in the 2 suits, we can satisfy condition B after all, because West is busy holding all the remaining strength. For condition U, both threat cards are upper of West. We are fortunate. West is the only opponent we can squeeze, and they're also the only opponent that could be busy. Finally, for condition E, we've got an entry to the north hand in hearts. And since the heart threat is in the hand with that heart entry, we don't need to deal with the UE exception. We'll need to watch for the guard card in the suit without the entry, namely the king of spades. But the rest of the play is straightforward. Take the marked finesse in diamonds, and finish pulling trump. Then run the clubs. The last club is the squeeze card. Neither opponent has discarded any kings or queens yet, but because of the bidding and East's earlier play, we can be confident that West is now down to the bare king of spades and the king-queen doubleton of hearts. Whichever suit they discard, we can discard the opposite suit from north and take the rest of the tricks. Backing up to the start of this trick and revealing the opponent's hands, you can see that we read the situation perfectly. Although squeezes work best when there is a single guard card in each threat suit, it is nonetheless sometimes possible to perform squeezes when there are multiple guards. On this board, after we captured the Queen of Spades with North's ace, the squeeze could only work if West and West alone held the King of Spades and both the King and Queen of Hearts. If we hadn't known anything about the opponent's hands, the chances of West having all three of those cards would be about 11%. However, because of the bidding and East's play during the first 4 tricks, we knew that West indeed had all of those cards and the squeeze was a lock. This situation is uncommon, but not completely unheard of. Keep it in mind, but remember that squeezes become less and less likely to work the more guard cards there are.